Hello folks, this is a bit of a UK centric video, okay, so I'm just going to get that out there to start off with, but we're looking at airport parking and how you can save yourself a load of money and a little bit of time quite often as well, and you can do that by just thinking outside the box slightly. I'm on my website at the moment. This is my link tree. There's a link to it in the video description and pinned as a top comment, and this is where you'll find all my useful links for you. Some of them are affiliate links, which means I make a few pence or a few quid if you use them. Some of them aren't, okay? They're just the things I use. So down here, you'll find parking. We've got cheap airport parking comparison and your parking space. So they're the two sites I'm going to be looking at just after we've looked at the main Heathrow site. So I'm looking at the cost of parking for 1 week, and it's exactly 1 week. I've got the same entry and exit time. This is at Terminal 5, as you can see, and we've got all the different options with Heathrow. Now this one is the best. The short stay parking at Terminal 5 is brilliant. You park literally right at the terminal. It says a 5-minute walk, it's a 2-minute walk. 170 quid more or less, that's going to cost you for a week. It is the most convenient. The parking spaces are very tight though, and it can take a while to find your space, and of course to find your car when you get back to the airport. You've then got the business parking, which is 5 minutes on the bus. It's 5 minutes on the bus though, if there's a bus there, and you do have to wait for them sometimes. And also when you come out of the terminal, finding the bus and there actually being one available, it can take you a lot longer than that. So take that 5 minutes with a pinch of salt. I've waited at the terminal 25 minutes before waiting for a bus to turn up using that exact service. You've got the long stay, which is 10 minutes away, 120 quid. Meet and greet, which is where you basically meet someone outside and then they drive your car away and park it for you somewhere. That's 134 quid. You've then got the pod option, which you basically park in the business parking, but you get one of these little weird pod things into the airport. That seems like a little bit of a gimmick. I haven't used it, but there we go. 162 quid. Takes you 5 minutes. Then you've got valet parking, which again, someone meets you outside, parks your car for you, and then they should appear again when you're ready to leave. 170 quid. So we're now going to go to that comparison site that I've linked on my link tree there. The same date, so exactly 7 days. And these are all third-party companies, basically. And you can see immediately you can get it for 65 quid. That one's easy airport parking, Heathrow Park and Ride. This one's 10-minute transfer time, and you can see 24-hour patrol, CCTV, fencing, security lighting, patrolled, security barrier, etc. And you'll see all the different features for all these different services. Now, there's a cheaper option than this in a sec, but I just want to talk you through this for now. What you will find is you've got reviews on these sites, and I'm using this comparison site here, but there are plenty of parking comparison sites. This one seems to have the cheapest options in my view. Now, the interesting thing here is it says 10 minutes transfer time to the airport. Heathrow's obviously got 5 terminals and they're fairly well spread out. So depending on where that is, your terminal could take quite a lot longer to get to than another terminal. You'll see here this Zenith one says Terminal 2, 3 and 5. It suggested you probably don't go there if you're flying from Terminal 4, for example. Then you've got some of these meet and greet services. And essentially someone's going to meet you at the airport, drive off in your car and then bring it back when you get back. That all sounds good, but I've certainly heard some cases of people having damaged their cars. They're coming back and the cars have got lots of mileage on the clock and all that kind of stuff, as if someone's been using it as their car while you've been on holiday. Now, I have used this exact site myself before to book airport parking and I haven't had a problem with it. But I always take these reviews with a pinch of salt because I just do. I'm like that. I'm suspicious. So let's have a look at this one. B Parking Heathrow, 4.8 stars out of 5. So generally pretty blooming good. And then let's go on Trustpilot and you'll see it's got 3.5 stars. Would never use again. Ended up costing us a tenner more. Took a long time. Damaged paint on collection. And then you've got some good ones, not impressed, like talk of extra charges and stuff. So it's a fairly mixed bag. So just bear that in mind. There are certainly good prices to be found on these sites, but just do a little bit of research and just don't take 5 out of 5 on there as read that it's going to be all brilliant and rosy. Now, This is the option that I've been doing lately. I've done it on my last couple of trips away, and I'm doing it again when I go to LA in November. And this saved a ton of money and also saved us quite a bit of time in my experience, because as I said before, those 5-minute transfer times very often turn into 25-minute transfer times. It's just a fact. So I've just popped into this site. Again, it's linked in my link tree, and I've put in Terminal 5, and you'll find the official options all there. But then as you start to move out, you'll find lots of others. And let's have a look at this one. This one's £17.50 for a week. And this is the one that I use. Now, this place is an old stately home or something. It's actually got a blue plate outside because someone of importance lived there. And it's now used by several logistics firms by the looks of it, and a few other bits and bobs going on there. But you're literally given a 4-digit code. You drive up to the electric gate, put in the 4-digit code, drive in, park your car, come back out, get yourself an Uber to the airport, and you're done. When you come back, put in the code again, get in your car and drive off. It's got CCTV everywhere. It's electric gated, so you're not getting in and out without that code. And it's £17.50 for a week. Now, you might be thinking yourself, oh, getting an Uber is a bit of a faff, and that's going to cost a few quid. There's the parking. There's the entrance to Terminal 5. It's probably 10 minutes in an Uber. From memory, I think it costs 14 quid. On the way back, we actually ended up somewhere else, so I think it cost us about 16 quid on the way back. So if you put all that together, it's still cheaper than going to an official sort of Heathrow parking site. But the main thing was it was so much more convenient. We didn't have to wait anywhere for a bus. We didn't have to get in a bus with a load of other people. Instead, we got into a Toyota Prius with 400,000 miles on the clock. And it was just an absolute piece of cake. I think from the time we actually parked the car to the time we were in the Uber and at the airport, it was maybe 15 minutes, all said and done. And it's just so cheap and so easy to use and so efficient. Like, why wouldn't you? There were loads of other options as well. And then let's say you're going from Terminal 4. Look over here. It's walking distance away, in fairness. But if not, you know, very short bus or taxi ride away, 35 quid. And you're just parked on someone's drive. But it's 35 quid. You're parked on someone's drive. You know, not the end of the world, is it? You can even pre-book your Uber for when you arrive. They've got a facility here, so you can do that. It's such an easy, simple app to use. I've also used this several times parking in central London at the weekends. If you've ever done that, you'll know the price is ridiculous. Last time I took the family in, we parked in Camden in a multi-storey car park. I think if we'd have paid sort of at the gate, it would have cost something like 70 quid for the amount of time we were there. I think we paid 18 for all day. And it's that simple, that easy. You pre-book it all, you just turn up, and that's the end of that. I've used this several times now. Obviously, you get to see the space, you get to see the place before you go ahead and book. So I've never felt I'm leaving the car that's like somewhere unsafe or anything. And for me, aside from the price, it just seemed so much more convenient than parking in one of the official sort of airport parking places, waiting for a bus to turn up, getting on the bus with lots of other smelly humans, all unloading at the other end. And then when you get off the flight, you don't want to have to stand there and wait for your bus for 20 minutes. You just want to get going. And when you can just get off your flight, get an Uber and bugger off, or a taxi or a bus, whatever you want to do, life's just easier, folks. It really is. There you go. Hope you've enjoyed that one, and I hope you've saved a few quid. Once again, the link to my link tree is in the video description, and then you'll have quick, easy access to all my go-to places for anything sort of travel related. Thanks ever so much for watching. Please subscribe to the channel if you haven't already done so. It's a brand new channel. It needs all the help it can get. Now, if you want to find out all you need to know about hiring a car abroad, some of the possible pitfalls involved and how to avoid them, and how to get a great price, go and check out this video over here. I'll see you on the next one.